Hey, you guys.
Llama's in the house. What's going on?
Back with another episode 2 of the American Brothers Show.
Yes.
We have the Llama here.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Llama? We got rid of Malcolm. Malcolm's out.
Well, things are doing pretty well in Llama Town. I must say, I alpaca you a question.
So tell us what it's like in a day in the life of a llama.
Well, let me say I've been spitting a lot. I spent a lot of time eating grass. Grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah. Why do llamas spit, Mr. Llama?
Because we don't like society. We live in one.
You spit on it. You spit on it.
I spit on it. I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Well, speaking of that, that's Carlito Cool, who I liked at the time. I thought he was a good. Yes, it is Malcolm. It is Malcolm. For all you fooled. I liked Carlito.
Oh, I knocked over the Kermit.
Look at this guy over here. Look at this guy. He's He's knocking over things. Look at him. Look at him. He's hurting Kermit, assaulting him.
Yeah, there you go, Kermit.
Are you done hurting the critters of the Caribbean Sea?
Maybe.
Okay.
We're all murdering the sea in some form.
So, yeah, speaking of wrestling, I enjoy talking about it so much, and we figured, we'd talk a little bit more about it. I want to preface this about something. I got in a massive injury a long time ago, I think about 10 years ago. And I shattered my ankle, shredded my tendon, and it messed up my nerve endings really bad. I was in a wheelchair for a time. Well, the only benefit I get from this now is that during events and certain things, I get special seating because I have to have leg room. And then also because I can't walk around a long distance, my leg swells, I get in certain extra lines. That's the only benefit. So we started our business and we started going to Wrestlemania. Well, we went to Axxess and I forget what line I was in. And I was reaching down, I took off my shoe and I was rubbing my leg. And somebody from WWE came over and said, "Hey, what are you doing in this line?"
Yeah, that was the regular line.
Yeah, it was the regular line. And I said, "Well, what do you mean?"
I have to tell them the regular line is like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's so
2 hours.
Yeah, so 2 hours just for one superstar. And I said, "Well, I mean, I have to be there." He said, "No." He's like, "You're supposed to be in this line." And I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, and he explained to me, he's like, "Listen, this isn't just for disabled people. This is for people that have injuries. This is for convenience for you."
Yeah, they call it the ADA line.
Yeah, it's for people that listen. This is for people like yourself. We want you to be comfortable here. And I said, "Really?" And so I went in. And so we ended up, because of this, is against the only benefit. We met almost every superstar at every event that we went to.
Oh yeah, most people only get to meet 3, maybe 5 if they're lucky.
Yeah,
superstars.
maybe 6 if you're.
And we were, I mean, it's an unfortunate privilege.
I mean, it's Well, I'm gonna say this: I would rather have because I'm in pain every day, but I'd rather have my. But if I always told Malcolm, at least I get something out of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm really, listen, folks, you might not see it, but I'm in pain every day. Malcolm knows that. So I thought, I'm like, wow, this is a blessing. Like, I'm like,
Yeah,
because
so
at one point, I think we were 3 WrestleManias in, my leg got so bad I had to get a cart.
Yeah.
To start driving around the convention.
But that meant I got to drive it too. So
Yeah,
I'm popping wheelies and scooting around people. Kyle's racing around people.
Oh, I was
actually
racing.
a lot of fun.
It
was worth just the $50 a day just to have one.
It was. But I had to get because my leg was just getting bad, worse and worse. Because mind you, folks, with WrestleMania, I want you to understand. WrestleMania weekend is not just WrestleMania.
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. I mean, and so when you're injured, it's even worse. And trust me, we went to everything, went to side events. I powered through it. So we wanted to talk about some of the superstars we met. And the reason I preface this with this is because you're going to see some video and you're going to be seeing us meeting people, and some people watching are going to be, hey, that's the 88 line. Well, I wanted to preface why we were in that line.
Yeah, but it was really cool because we got to meet so many superstars.
Oh, yeah.
I've counted over 120 superstars.
Oh, yeah, at least.
And then just in the videos of meet and greets, we have over 100 meet and greets with superstars.
Yeah, because they're superstars. Because eventually we became good chums with some of these people. We ended up going back to the hotel, hanging out with them at the bar, and it was,
Well, I never released the footage just because I really never got around to it. I've tons of pictures that I've put on my personal Facebook. So I went through and I found a couple videos, and we're gonna every couple days or so, I want to put the videos out there, and I thought it'd be cool to do commentary of meeting them, what we felt about them, a little background about their prestige. And it's just really cool to be able to show you guys what our meet and greets were about.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I mean, some of these people were amazing. There are some people we've met that were just, I'm going to be honest, they were just very rude people. Yeah. And it was shocking because 99% of them were very nice, even if they didn't want to be. But there was a couple people, especially, that were either really rude or very mean, and we didn't understand it.
Yeah, the best way we took it was they got hit in the head one too many times, or they just been doing this so long, they're just, dude, can I get this over with? Also, if WrestleMania weekend is exhausting for us, has to be exhausting for these
100% it has to be. There's no way. But then also, what I didn't understand, I still don't understand, some of these guys weren't even on the show. So
no,
so I understand you're exhausted, dude, but think how I feel. I'm injured. I have a swollen leg. Remember, one year my leg got so bad it was bleeding out of the pores. So it wasn't cut; it was bleeding out of the pores.
Sponge. Yeah, I call it the cleaver.
Yeah,
because when it gets big enough, you can just drop it on someone. That's it.
Oh,
KO.
They're dead. Yeah, they're dead. So we've got the first one. I think it's Mr. Brian Kendrick, right?
Yeah,
Brian Kendrick, man, what a nice guy, a true gentleman.
Yeah, look at this guy.
I mean, I am glad he's training people. That's why I said to him, this guy is somebody who will be a future Hall of Famer. He will be considered one of the greats. Right now, people just, that's how it goes in wrestling. I've noticed that a lot of people don't appreciate the golden goose when you have it. Brian Kendrick should have been in the top tier. I mean,
you know what? I did love his run in 205 Live. I mean, he was really, really awesome. He held the championship.
Yeah.
But what sucked about 205 Live is it robbed them of opportunities of other titles.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what happened with Austin Aries. And I mean, what's his name? Cedric Alexander. He's doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
But Brian Kendrick, he was already around. I mean, we've been watching this guy forever.
Since a long time. And this guy is somebody who just really entertaining. He's talented. He's a nice guy. And he's going to be one of those people that we're going to look back on. We're going to be like, he was one of the greats. And I believe that. And I'm really happy he's training people. He's passing along his knowledge. I thought with his training, after he trained Eva Marie, even though Eva Marie left, she did get better. Yeah. And she was a horrible wrestler, but after he trained her, I noticed improvements. And that just shows you he can take excuse my language, a piece of shit and polish it into a nice little stone. So
yeah, I was kind of hoping to see Eva Marie maybe have a comeback. I mean, a little controversial to the wrestling scene, but she looks great.
Yeah.
And also, where did the acting go? She was supposed to be acting, doing all this stuff.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think it was, the problem is that this goes back to creative, Vince and all the, I think it's a lot of Vince. And I think hopefully, I'm not trying to be rude, but after Vince is gone, unfortunately, they're going to stop this getting the supermodel. You need to focus on getting athletic people that are driven to wrestle type people. You can't go for supermodels. That formula no longer is going to work.
Sometimes
it works. It works because, sometimes.
Dana Brooke is somebody that, I mean, arguably is a supermodel that wrestles, and she kicks ass.
No. But no, they're
know?
actually getting supermodels though. I'm not talking
Even
about
Marie,
looking.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. But that is.
I think we're beyond that generation of
well,
wrestling.
I hope so, because that was, I remember you watched the movie Fighting with My Family with Paige, and there's the scene
Yeah,
oh,
the
where they all
blondes.
say, oh, well, we're supermodels, we're cheerleaders, we're this, we're that. And she's sitting there going, well, I'm the only real wrestler. I mean, there's a problem there. And nothing against Eva Marie, and nothing against the women that are doing that. But
We just don't buy it.
well, yeah, exactly. Because what's going to happen is that we're wasting more time looking at you than actually looking at your talent. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, we're in the wrestling business.
Well, that brings me to the next person that we met, Trish Stratus.
Fantastic. I mean,
Trish
really,
Stratus was one of those rare types where I'm pretty sure they hired her because she was beautiful.
but she ended up being one
But
of the
then they're
best of
like,
all time.
Actually, she's really good.
Very talented.
Really driven. One of the best superstars ever.
Yeah.
Men, women. I mean, she gave us the reason to actually watch women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Because her and Lita were going at it all,
yeah, it's magic. They were the Rock. They were
James and her.
I'd say Lita and Trish were the Rock and Stone Cold of the Attitude Era females. I mean, fantastic stuff. Great matches. Once in a lifetime. She really is a just an all around the package. She's got the whole package.
What was really cool about meeting her was just we couldn't believe that she was actually there.
Yeah, it was shocking.
I think we even got to see her wrestle like in a women's bout at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'd have to go through the matches.
But that's the other part about WrestleMania is like 6 hours of wrestling. You don't even remember
yeah,
half the matches.
I mean, and that's the thing. Well, and then it also it's
end of the week.
Yeah, it's end of the week because we get in there Thursday. I mean, and that's the thing too. Is like when we were in Orlando, we're not just doing that. We're doing everything else.
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday? I mean, we get in there and then we're doing other stuff too. That's the thing. And so it's mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, I will tell you,
look forward to 2 more events after that.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Because when you go, you might as well. This is the thing, folks. If you're going to go to WrestleMania, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to go, commit. Don't go for just WrestleMania. If you fly in just to go to WrestleMania, you are wasting your time. You need to do the gauntlet. If you have, in my opinion, if you haven't done the gauntlet, I'm going to say this: you're not a real fan. You have to do the gauntlet. You got to do every event.
In their defense, it's expensive.
Well, it's expensive. No, but that's why you save. And we told people, like, you got to save for a long time. This isn't WrestleMania, folks. Is not the type of event you just go to on a spur of the moment. You need to plan a year, 2 years ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very expensive. Very expensive.
But it's definitely worth going to the Axxess and meeting these people.
100%. Trish was amazing, kind, very easy to talk to. And most of the superstars are like that. They're very, like I said in the last episode, they're all regular people. Yeah. I mean, it's the truth. They're all regular people. There's nothing different between me and them. And they know that. A lot of fans don't. There are fans that are just fanatics. But
look at her. Look how awesome she is.
She's really nice, really kind, a really gem. I mean, one of the female superstars that I actually wish would be involved. Still, I don't understand why she's not. She really could be a great valet, and I say a valet and manager a lot because you can never have too many managers. Yeah. I believe that. I'm a firm believer in. There are not enough managers.
Yeah, we both said that.
There's not enough valets in WWE. There's only a few.
But sometimes you get surprises. Like Paul Ellering was really, really cool.
Fantastic.
And I wasn't familiar with him just because he came from a different time.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, every time we get a good manager, they're awesome.
It was great. Great.
Like, what's his name? Omos with is he a manager of AJ?
Yeah. Well, kind of quasi valet,
7'3".
Yeah, he's a valet, kind of, not manager.
I was telling my dad about that yesterday. I was like, "Look how tall AJ Styles is. He's as tall as you. Now look at Omos." He's like, "Whoa." Yeah, so there's no shortage of tall guys either.
Yeah, but Trish, definitely, if you're listening, definitely, make your way back to WWE. Get that money, or go to AEW. I mean, because you should be in the business. I mean, you should be doing something.
I'm not sure what she's up to right now.
Oh, she's probably doing something great. I mean,
Yeah.
knowing her, she's so smart. I mean,
Fitness stuff, or she could be working with other
oh
companies.
yeah, she's in great shape.
I believe she's a mom.
Yeah, she's in great shape, and you know, obviously,
It was just an honor.
oh yeah,
And you know what's funny is Teddy Long was doing a signing, and
oh,
so before anyone had come out, everyone was trying to figure out where Trish Stratus was doing the signing, because you had to get in that line.
yeah, they well, pretty much it's they did this later. They had an app thing, but before they had the app thing, it was just wherever it ended up.
Yeah, because there's multiple areas in the building, this huge building at
Big,
Axxess,
very
and
big.
you don't know who's gonna come out where the lines are. So we're waiting there. We're like, okay, well, this is the entertainment, you know, television place. This is where she's most likely to be. And Teddy Long comes out, and everyone's been waiting in line, and everyone just mass exodus out of the line.
Oh man,
poor Teddy Long, we love you. But
yeah, poor Teddy.
We're trying to meet Trish Stratus because there was only that one.
But we were walking by. We weren't in the line.
No, we're just trying to figure.
But we saw that
it was around a couple places.
And we're not talking about like 20, 30 people. We're talking about 100. Yeah, at least 150 people. Literally left.
Yeah,
it was a mass exodus. You see,
even if you have ADA, you could still have 100 people in that line.
Oh yeah, no, we don't think, folks, because ADA. Oh, it's much faster, obviously, but there were times where there'd be 100 people.
Yeah,
and then you saw people lying. I'm gonna be honest with you, Malcolm. That really icked me, because I know there's people thought I was BSing, and you saw me. I said, hey, I'll show you my leg. I said that to a couple people, because if you want to BS, but there were people I knew 100% had no issue.
Yeah.
And the thing is they can't say anything. I almost said a couple times.
Yeah.
And you told me to don't do it.
Well, the thing is how many people are actually lying? You might as well let those people be in there, because then you're going to start turning away people that actually are injured.
Yeah, like myself.
And they're like, sorry, you're not injured.
Yeah.
You can stand.
Well, there was people that say, like, I have anxiety. And it was like, come on, dude. Like, I mean, it's just like, listen, I don't want to be in the ADA line. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. I told you that, but I have no choice. Otherwise, I'm literally going to I can end up in the hospital getting a blood clot because my leg gets so bad.
Yeah. You get to sit in the cart.
Yeah.
And drive it up to the superstars.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of gives you a better experience meeting them, because they know that you can't be doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, I had I'll tell you, Velveteen Dream didn't say a word to anybody. He didn't say one word. He was quiet, but he saw me get out of my cart, and he was like, you have a nice day. He didn't say a word to anybody else. He took the time to say to me, because he realized, he's like, okay, this guy's having a hard day here. And at the time, I remember, I was not having it was at like towards the end of the day, and I was just like, this sucks. Like, I'm really hurting here.
Third day of Axxess is the beatdown.
Yeah. And he took the time to say, hey, dude, I'll have a good day, because it's like, that's the thing. It's like,
you're incapacitated. They're at the peak of their.
There's nothing I could do. There's nothing I could do, and they treated us very well. I mean, but there was some people, that were just, oh my God. Some of the superstars that we met just were, I mean, come on, dude. I'm in bad shape, and you're in great shape, and you're gonna treat me that way. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one, Malcolm.
The next one I'm going to play is the Undisputed Era.
Fantastic. I mean,
these guys were like just so awesome to me.
Kyle O'Reilly,
the nicest guys ever.
Before they got Roderick Strong.
When we met Adam Cole.
I gotta stop you. Look at Kyle O'Reilly. Watch him, because the way it's placed, he's looking around. That sucks for him, because the way it's placed, he's away from you talking, so he's like, well, I'm not talking to him, I'm sitting here. But what great guys. Go and continue with what you're saying.
Yeah, Adam Cole reminded us of one of our good friends from high school, Scott Collin.
Oh yeah,
he's just
Scott.
one of those just really down to earth people, really sweet, interested in just chatting with you.
Bobby Fish, the same. They're all great guys. But Adam Cole, I mean, listen, if you're
top-notch superstar.
Listen, Adam Cole, if you're listening, you are a sweet man. You really are. You are too, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. But you are a sweet man.
Yeah.
Never change, man. Never change. You are really a good guy. You really put a smile on my face that day. I thought of Scott. Scott, if you're watching, I love you. You know that. These are top-notch guys. These are the type of guys that are going to go far in the business.
Yeah, and you know what was really cool? This is something that you can't get anywhere as a wrestling fan, except for WrestleMania, is that you can go Adam Cole and guarantee baby.
Oh yeah,
from people in Walmarts, restaurants.
Yep. Somebody's gonna say it. Somebody's gonna say it. Somebody's gonna say it.
That's just so cool because, you know, these guys kind of came from the independent scene right into NXT.
Yep.
I mean, a great sign. They have to go somewhere in the company, right? They have
yeah, for sure. They got the look. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly does. Bobby Fish. They all do. They got it. They got it all. They got the whole package. They treated me fantastically, and especially Bobby Fish. I mean, you got to realize this guy's injured as well. He's in the same boat I am. He's fucked up, and excuse my language, and he's still there, and he's still, you know, because I think he realized, he's like, listen, they asked him, they say, hey, do you want to do the event? And he said, yeah, because you know what? If I was a fan, I couldn't meet me, I'd be upset. Yeah. And I really appreciate, and I told him that, you know, I told him.
Did they do a signature for your dad? I don't remember. Some of them were actually. Cool.
Oh yeah. Well, reason why you go, Kyle? Why would you know? Because it was my dad's birthday. It was the first for one. I missed several of my dad's birthdays going to these events because my birthday's the 10th, my dad's is the 3rd. And I said on one of the weekends, said, listen, Malcolm, I'm going to ask the people, hey, can you give one for my dad? And yes, they did. You know, as far as I remember, they did, and that meant a lot. You know, there's certain superstars that didn't. Yeah. And I'll remember those guys.
Oh yeah.
When we get to them, because we're gonna make it serious, I'll call them out because I thought it was I thought it's in poor taste when listen, I understand that but read the room. I always say this to you: read the room. If you look at me, seating, well, no, but if you
one extra autograph.
But yeah, but also if you look at me and you go, listen, this guy is being straight. He's being honest. He's not BSing me. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. It's not, you know, it's just like Daniel Bryan. I remember when we met Daniel Bryan and we went to the stadium and it was at night. It was a small event and we went to go meet Daniel Bryan. We got in the line and I asked him, hey, can you give it? The lady literally said, if you have him sign anything else more than the one, you're kicked out of here. And I thought to myself, I'm like, you know, I'm looking around. I thought to myself, I'm like, do you even realize where you are? Like, do you understand? Like, one extra signature is not going to make a difference. But guess what? Yeah. Guess what Booker T did? Booker T went out of his way and he signed. I mean, that's what at the same event.
That lady, I ended up having a drink with her. That's
I know. Yeah. She was nice. But
she's just doing her job.
She's doing her job because I remember you talking to her and saying, but it's weird to me because, like, again, read the room. You're at a small event. There's not a lot of people here. Yeah. Just sign extra sign.
Chris Jericho, you couldn't stop that guy from signing for you.
I mean, he was just like talking to me and my father. This was years and years ago. I mean, he just sign. I mean, he was such a nice guy. I mean, Chris, you're just he's an amazing guy. Yeah. I mean, and read the room. I mean, listen, I understand there's people that get the signatures and put it on eBay and stuff. I get that. But if you're
a piece of paper, though.
Yeah, if you're looking at somebody and you can tell they're being genuine, just sign it. I mean, you're bringing a smile to someone's face. You're also you're getting somebody like myself to talk about you in a positive light. Yeah. It's good business. So I encourage any of the superstars watching. Listen, if someone asks you for an extra autograph for a friend, a family member, if you look at them and you know they're being genuine, just do it. Yeah, it's good business. It's good business.
So but then again, they don't owe us anything.
No. But there's the thing. I'm not saying they owe us, and that's the thing.
No, but people will remember.
Yeah, but that's the point. It's not about
the choice, but people will.
It's good business. That's all my point is. It's good business.
Yeah,
it's just like press. Fans are like journalists in a sense. You treat the fans right, they talk good about you. That's good press.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing with anything else. Do something good, you get good coverage in the news.
Yeah.
It's good. So who's next, Malcolm?
All right. So this next one is someone that we really, really love on the card, and it's Ruby Riott. And we were so
I
excited
love
to meet
her.
her because look how awesome she is.
She is
She's such a sweet person. Great wrestler. If anyone needed a huge push, she needs a huge push.
Oh my God. I mean, we're talking about somebody who is, in my opinion, probably top 10 females of all time. And people are going loyal or Kyle, that's ridiculous. I don't think it is. I think it's completely, people will look back in 10 years. I'll be proven right. And I'm going to be laughing. She is a top tier superstar. Again,
definitely.
if creative doesn't see it, that's their fault. Because 1, she's athletic. 2, she's got style and charisma. And then 3, she can work in a lot of different storylines. When you have someone like Ruby Riott that can work into a lot of different storylines, that's a winner. See, that's the thing with someone like Charlotte Flair. I love Charlotte. Love her to death. You know that.
100%.
She's treated me very nice over the years. But you can't work her into a lot of storylines. She's only a top tier storyline person.
Yeah.
Ruby Riott's not that way. You can work her anywhere. And that's
Anywhere.
a good, that's someone.
The Riot Squad was really cool.
I love, yeah. Now it's Live to Riot, which I like.
Live to Riot.
Yeah. Because you have Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott.
I'm hoping that Becky Lynch comes back and her, like, they have a big feud. And that's one problem that I've seen in wrestling is the feuds aren't long enough.
Yeah.
We had like Rock and Stone Cold go on forever. At least in my head, I remember that.
Years.
Years. Hulk Hogan and The Rock was also
Macho Man went on for a long time.
Yeah, we had all these storylines for the longest time. The Bellas and AJ Lee and Paige went on for a long time. We don't get these long rivalries.
No.
And I want to see Ruby Riott say, no, I'm the bad bitch here.
Yeah.
And I think that I can take Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch never lost her title. She gave it up because she's having a baby. Now, what if Ruby Riott's the one that defeats her for the title?
Well, and it'd be very interesting. I like it. Because the thing is that I do believe at some point it's either Ruby Riott leaves because they're not pushing her, or they're going to have to push her. Because in my opinion, she's underutilized.
Yeah.
She's underutilized.
We watched her in NXT matches.
And also she's loyal. She's loyal to the company. I could, look at her. Look at her. She's sweet. She's good looking. I mean, she's got the whole package. I mean, she's got.
Yeah, she was great. Anyone that's great with the fans, I feel like you deserve a little bit more.
I agree. 100%. I 100% agree with you.
Because that's a whole part. That's a whole ecosystem in itself.
And that's the thing. The reason why I know how you treat me and conduct yourself around me as a fan, that shows me how you conduct yourself business, your personal life. And that's why I know the people that treated me bad or I saw treat others bad, I know most likely I'm going to say you're a piece of shit. And you're not a good person. And the only reason you're here is for the paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's sad to say, but there are people like that in the business. Ruby Riott's not one of them.
No, not at all.
And Ruby Riott is a sweetie. She's amazing. She's got everything. She's got everything. Vince, you push her. If you don't, she's going to go to AEW. She's going to go to Impact. She's going to make money somewhere else.
Yeah, that's sad. I want to see her as a loyal talent.
100%.
I want to see her.
I don't want her to go anywhere.
I mean, she hasn't been injured. Well, what did she? Did she get injured?
She did get injured. Yes, she did. But that's the thing. She recovered and she came back strong.
Yeah. So at least they like her. They didn't let her go for that. But please don't let her go, WWE.
No, don't.
You have to keep her in there. You got to push
give her
more
programming too. Yeah. It's like I don't understand. I don't like it that I just don't like it that they don't get time on TV. Why? I don't.
Maybe she becomes the Dolph Ziggler of the women's.
I mean, that's the thing division. Is I don't get it. You live to right's fine. That's great. If you don't want to do it, that's fine too. But don't get rid of her. Give her time on TV. This is again. She's talented. She's got everything you want. All you need to do is push her. That's it. That's it. I love you, Ruby. You're going to do great things in the future. So who do we got next?
All right. The next one is one of my favorite ones. Meeting the Dudley Boys.
Oh, my God. Let me explain. So listen, folks. You tell I'm a chatty Cathy. Just is what it is.
Well, let me tell them. You only have this much time to meet these guys. So whatever you got on your chest, you got to get out now.
Well, that's not necessarily true because we talked to Devon at the bar and at the hotel.
I'm talking about the events.
You're talking about the events.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mind you, folks, I'm going to put this in context. We have met a lot of superstars outside at their hotel And when I mean at the hotel, at the bar, in the hotel, we hang out with these people. But Malcolm is talking about when you're just at the event. So go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so when you're at the events, you only have a small amount of time to meet them. And if you want to tell them, like, hey, thank you for everything you've done, or like you inspired me in some way and all that stuff, they're like,
you gotta be quick.
Let's go. You know, and so when you're trying, like, Kyle here is trying to explain that, you know,
I like their singles. I like them as singles, right? So let me go. That's what I did. I sat there, and now Malcolm turned it up after I'm done. So I knew walking up, I wanted to compliment them both on their singles career, because I always feel a lot of people with, especially with the Bully Ray character, they don't give enough credit to how good their creativity is individually. And I knew right away I wanted to make them know that somebody out there noticed that. And I did, and I appreciated it, and I enjoyed that type of programming that they were in.
Oh yeah.
And so again, but I also want to say, you guys know, you're watching me right now. Go back and watch anything I've ever done. I'm a chatty Cathy. I like talking. I'm very friendly. I'm not rude. I'm not illiterate. I talk very fast but very efficiently. And so watch what happens when I walk up and I'm talking very fast. Watch what Mr. Bully Ray does.
All right, let me see if I can turn it up real
fast.
I
mean, I can't believe this, folks. Demon's shocked, so he starts laughing. Look at this. Watch what he does. He's just listening. And he screams. Okay. So he screams Adderall for no reason. And here's the thing, folks. I don't do drugs. Okay. I never have, never will. I don't know. Like, go back and let's watch it one more time. He's just sitting. Look at his face. He's sitting there just looking at me. And this is what I don't get about this. He's looking right at me, listening to what I'm saying. So that means he didn't listen to anything I said. He didn't care. All he heard was me talking. And look what? Adderall. For no fucking reason, because I'm chatting. Look at this. So I'm shocked right here. When he says that, I go, and Devon's like, oh no, guys. Because I was just like, because Devon's like, because I'm going to be honest. I'm calling this out. I don't think Devon likes him anymore. I think he thought that was unprofessional. You don't do that to people.
You don't do that in front of the reverend. Okay?
Yeah. And I did. I walked away and I said, hey, that's rude. You did, because you just don't do that, dude. Because here's the thing. There are going to be people
I got it.
I was like a while, but you got the joke. Oh, no, I was just like, I was like, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Because I talk a lot. That's what you assume. But also what I, again, I go back to what I'm saying. There are people there that legitimately take Adderall and that legitimately take medicine.
Yeah.
And if they're talkative, dude, why would you, it's just, you don't do that. And I think, I'm going to be honest, I think Devon probably told him later, if you're going to be here with me, dude, don't do that.
Unless he's done it so many times.
Or yeah, and I don't think he likes him. I got the feeling, I remember when I was there, and I still think this, I got the feeling that Devon, when he was like, oh, he's joking, he was thinking to himself, dude, what the F are you doing? Like, you can't act this way in front. And then we found out they had a little incident later on that day with another fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember they had a little yelling thing. Now, it wasn't a big deal, and you probably don't remember, but I remember hearing it. And I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal that happened. No fist fight or anything, but I remember hearing it.
Well, also, you got to imagine that these guys have been ECW guys, hit in the head so many times. And
no excuse, though, man. I'm sorry.
Excuse,
you know
what? I will say, you do have an excuse. You got hit in the head all those times.
But I haven't. Here's the thing. If I'm taking Adderall, let's say I'm in the ADA line and I'm mentally handicapped, okay? Let's say I am taking something like that. I have an excuse. He doesn't know my medical condition.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying.
That didn't make any sense.
It didn't. It's rude. And it's uncalled for. And I lost, and I told you this. I lost respect that day for him.
Well, What was that in Death to Smoochie, where he's like, you take a couple hits to the head, you know, you don't come out like a financier.
Well, that's fine. I mean, here's the thing. That's fine. Here's the thing. If I thought it was that, it wasn't that. He is.
Hey, Bubba, nice to meet you. My name's Bubba.
I personally think that he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the fans. He's there to make money, and he'll probably not say that, but it's the truth. And I'm going to be honest. I think that's why the WWE didn't want to work with him. Is that they're like, listen, you're not. No offense, dude.
You lost every WrestleMania you ever been.
Like, listen,
Good
dude.
luck.
Well, exactly. But also, listen, dude. We made some money with you. You're a draw with the Dudley boys. We don't want to do the Bully Ray character. Well, it's good. Nah, dude.
Did they win the tag teams? Because they were feuding against the New Day for a while.
I want to say they did, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely very sad, and I don't understand. And I will never understand because you just don't do that. This is bad. You don't do it because because I'm talking. That's it. Because I'm talking. That was it. It was nothing else.
And also, these guys are kind of heroes to us. I mean, when we were in high school, we used to ask people if they want to get Dudley 3D'd.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like when we're with Brian. Brian's like, yeah, I'll do it. He just runs at us. Boom. But
yeah, I mean, so
like, we grew up with these guys, and you know, they may think it's a joke that we're, you know, in their late 20s at this point meeting superstars, but that's just.
But here's the thing: they're there. Here's the thing: they're there. We're meeting them. So if that's what he thinks, he's the one at the event.
Yeah.
Was
there an obligation, or you think that they're like, no,
I have no idea, but
money,
dude, if you don't want to be there, if you don't want to be there, just go to Vince and say, I don't want to do the event.
Yeah.
I don't want to do the event. I don't like meeting fans.
It's hilarious every time, but it was really
every time.
I'm standing there with the camera.
It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
We're dead silent because we're like, wait, what? I can't believe you said that. And Devon's like, damn, I can't believe that you really said that.
Yeah, he was shocked because like what he's like
Devon, I feel like
he's a nice guy because I talked to him at the bar.
Yeah,
I talked to him at the hotel,
and
he's a really
money for him too.
Yeah, he's a nice. Well, yeah, because they're the Dudley boys. A draw. He's a nice guy. I mean, he really is. He's somebody that does work. He takes it serious. Like to him, wrestling is his life. He's got a family. He's got people to support. I don't think the same is for Bully Ray. I don't think he takes it as serious.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And the thing is that when we had that experience, it reflected badly on Devon because now we don't think of Devon as much.
It did for a moment. It did for a moment till I remember that night I met him at the hotel at the bar, and then I realized, okay, you know, because when that happened at the meet and greet, I'm thinking, holy, you know, okay. And then when I met him, I'm like, okay, dude, he's drinking some Chardonnay. He's a regular dude. He's sitting out. I remember I was vaping out front, and he's a regular guy. He just chilling out front on the bench.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, can I sit here? He's like, yeah, you know, nice guy.
Yeah, and then for the record, we aren't trolls at the hotel.
Oh,
we have friends that
don't go to the hotel if you're not invited.
Yeah.
We were invited every time to go to the hotel and to hang out at the hotel with the boys.
Yeah.
If you're not invited, don't go. Do not go. Don't go to the air. Well, listen, don't go to the airport. Don't.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't go and bother these people on their off time unless you're invited. Like, listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm sorry. We do have friends that do this, and we don't tell them to not go, but guess what? Don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's different when we're at the hotel and the bar and hanging out because we're invited. There's a difference. We're invited to go hang out.
Yeah, we don't hover around.
And also,
we join conversations.
We're not talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
We're not talking about wrestling at all. I don't remember any conversations. I remember you're talking with Curtis Axel Joe about real estate.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Frankie Kazarian, and I didn't know who he was because I wasn't familiar with the other brands. And we were talking about bass guitar, and we're just nerding out about different artists. That was something I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Because now I watch him on AEW, and I'm like, dude, we were talking about bass guitar.
Well, that's the thing is that's why I just don't get it when these people like idolizing somebody is I guess to me and you can parallel. We can idolize somebody, but also treat them with respect.
Admire. Do not idolize.
Well, no, well, yeah, well, you can idolize, just don't worship. Don't worship. These people aren't gods. Some of them might think they are.
Yeah, but we do have friends that they totally hang out at airports and they've got way more autographs than us.
I've never.
But that's not good bragging rights.
No, I'm proud to say I've never waited at an airport. I've never waited at a hotel. Only time I ever went to a hotel with wrestlers is when I was invited by one of the boys to come chill. Or somebody staying at the hotel to come hang out. And I feel that a lot of people really destroy it for guys like me and you. Because I remember one year there was a guy and I was out front vaping and he said, "Are you even allowed to be here?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm here with, everybody else." And he said, "No, you're not. You're not a part of the WWE." And I said, "I never said I was." And I walked back in, but I thought to myself, I'm like, dude, I'm not bothering anybody. I ain't.
I'm giving the hotel business.
I remember what wrestler was next to me. There was a guy, oh my God, that I was talking with.
Heath Slater?
No.
Finley?
No, he's smoking. No.
Pat Patterson?
No. He's a younger guy. But I remember he even kind of looked and he walked back in. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you coming up with this guy? This guy has been here all night. He's been here all night. Because he knew, he saw me in the bar and he thought to himself, he did. He looked over like what's going?
We're chatting so much with wrestlers that they actually thought that we belonged there. Like we were somebody's. And that was kind of funny because I'm talking to
Seth Green. I remember Seth Green walks over our table and he's sitting there and
we're hanging out.
Yeah.
And our guy treated me like we've known each other our whole lives.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. Very nice. Seth
But
Green's.
I was talking to Curtis Axel and who was a big cast came over and we're chatting and I was telling them a story about my dad and Curtis Axel kept saying, "Well, who's your dad?" I'm like, "It's just my dad, he's just a dude." And he's like, "Okay, but who's your dad?" Like as if he was a somebody. Like I had some purpose to be here. Like like he's the CEO of a corporation. And I just thought it was so funny because he just kept asking me. He's like, "Well, you're talking about your dad." "Yeah, I love my dad. What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that, a lot of people don't understand is like, because we've always had, well, because we're cool. I'm not going to name the wrestler I became very friendly with. You know him. You know the guy I'm talking about. I'm not going to name him because I don't. But we became very friendly, and we still talk.
Oh,
and why? Because not one time have I talked to him about wrestling. Not one time.
Yeah.
Not one time. Not one time. Not one time have I ever mentioned wrestling to him. And that's the thing is that if you're a fan and you're listening to this, I want you to understand these people live and breathe wrestling all the time. The last fucking thing, excuse my language, they want to hear about is wrestling on their off time. So if you want to be a regular, normal person and get to actually know these people, because they are people, just talk to them about normal things, like a normal person. My rule is I treat everybody the same, everybody. Because if you do that, you're going to get virtually the same result, mostly from normal people. Wouldn't you agree, Malcolm?
Oh, yeah, 100%. We were never really fanboys. We always just talk to people like regular people.
Yeah.
It was just really sweet to actually engage with these wrestlers.
Well, it's like Pat Patterson. Tell them about the Pat Patterson. I mean, this is a great story, you guys, about Pat Patterson at the bar.
So we're sitting at the bar. There's Pat Patterson. There's the J&J Security, which it was Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble, and then Jey Uso and Ric Flair. And so I'm talking.
Wasn't a Samoa Joe there?
This was a different time.
Okay.
And so I just walk up and I'm just chatting. Pat Patterson's a really chatty guy. He's like your grandpa, like your uncle or something.
Yeah.
And I had WWF No Mercy on my phone, the emulator and the ROM. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to show him the character." Like
and here's the thing: this doesn't break my rule of not talking about wrestling because you'll get the point. This is the one time where it's appropriate when it's something cool.
Oh yeah. So what I ended up doing was I brought up the character of Pat Patterson on the phone, and he was a stooge with what was his name?
Briscoe.
Yeah. So it was Vince McMahon's stooges, and he's smacking his ass in the game. Like he's like putting his ass out there and smacking it. And I give him the game. I was like, look, it's you on the video game. And he's like, and Pat Patterson's like, well, what am I looking at here? I was like, well, you're smacking your ass. And he just started laughing. He was like, yeah, it seems about right.
Yeah.
You know? But I started the game for him so he could just play it for a little bit. And I thought that was really cool because like I'll remember that forever. It was just something silly.
Yeah, Pat was a good man. I've talked because he I remember when I was smoking, talking about my injury and stuff and how that was disappointing. And he said, you know, hopefully it works out one day. It still hasn't worked out, but you know, he's a really nice guy overall.
Yeah,
and a lot of these people
we lost him last year, which is really sad.
You know, very disappointing. You know, one of the happiest moments for me is that we got to take my father, my dad, to the event, and when we got invited to the bar and stuff for the very first time. We've gone to the hotel and stuff so many times now to visit all the crew. My dad was there. My dad was just awestruck. My dad has the same rules as us. You know, it's like he knows. I don't need to talk to my dad's not going to go around talking to people. My dad, but he's sitting there and he's having his non-alcoholic beer and he's looking around. And my dad's like
Randy
a kid.
Orton's dancing with his wife.
Oh, that was a great moment. I'll talk about that in a second. My dad is seeing, he's looking around. He's just so happy, you know, because my dad's a hard worker. My dad really works hard. My dad's led a real blue collar life. So for him to not have to drive, to not have to do anything, to him, he was just having a great time.
Yeah, Jerry the King Lawler, like your dad went and had a conversation.
That's what I was about
to
say. And so that's what I was about to get into. And so my dad, looks over and he sees Pat Patterson. Pat Patterson, my dad was one of his favorite wrestlers when he was younger. And I wish my dad said, Dad, go talk to him. He said, you think so? I said, Dad, just treat him like everybody else, like you taught me. And he walked over and he had a great conversation with them. Yeah. And, you know, it was one of those moments, you know, again, this is why some fans will never understand that they'll never get it. They'll never, and it's sad because we've tried to tell, hey, just treat people. We've met outside of wrestling. We've met multiple famous people. We've been backstage at concerts, all kinds of stuff. Well, how? Because we're just regular people, and they are too.
We're
and
like,
that's how.
Yeah, we just are like, hey, what's that? What the hell is that? Run by there.
Yeah, run by there. Imagine me getting by. But yeah, and so, yeah, it's just great. And one of the best moments, you mentioned it. I remember I was sitting there at the bar. And this was in San Francisco, Wrestlemania weekend. I don't know if Wrestlemania just took place. It might have been night 1 or 2, whatever, being there. And I look over. There's the music, I believe, was just going, but it just was about to end. And nobody's dancing. And I look over, and I see Randy Orton dancing with his wife. And I thought that was a beautiful moment. And really, I was so happy to see it because Randy is a good man. He loves his wife. It just was like, I looked and I was like, man, this is great. And it really encapsulated what we were all there. It was like for a brief moment, like I felt like, man, this is like a little mini family we got going on here because everybody was having a great. I mean, there was not a person in the room.
Oh yeah,
that wasn't having a good time. I mean, I remember talking to Sheamus. Everybody was having a great time. It was a great weekend.
Now I have to tell you.
Now here's the other story.
Oh my god! Right after the bar was starting.
This is right after, by the way. So Randy Orton just had a great night dancing with his wife. We're all having good fun. Everybody in the room. This is what happens to Randy Orton, which just shows you why to stop fanboying over these people. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're waiting right outside the hotel, and outside of the hotel there was a restaurant, you know, right around the corner. And we're outside. I think we were trying to catch an Uber back, and I see Randy Orton walking into the restaurant. His wife goes first, and he starts walking in, and this little brat, like, I'm not gonna say, he's probably like 20, 21, runs up to him and says, hey, let me get a picture.
Let's be honest. Excuse my language. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
He was like Veruca from Willy Wonka, because he's like, he walks up to him and he's like, hey, let me get a picture with his phone out, you know? And Randy Orton's like,
never do this, folks. Never do this.
Yeah.
Don't have your phone out. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't Tyler Breeze it, okay?
No, yeah. Only, don't do this to people. They're not people.
Yeah, they're people.
Yeah, they're not
They're human
people in
beings.
cages. They're not animals. I mean, so rude. Continue. I'm sorry. It makes my blood boil.
So this kid, he walks up to Randy Orton. He's like, dude, let me get a picture. And he's like, I'm with my wife. Like, we're having a nice dinner out. And he's like, he goes like this. like you owe me,
yeah,
bro. And
like he owed him or something.
Randy Orton was just like, all right, and then took his picture. But I watched the whole thing unfold. I'm like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe this kid was just such a jerk.
I don't have a picture with Randy Orton.
Yeah,
I don't have a picture. You don't see me rushing over to get a picture. I don't have a picture with him.
No.
It's the difference why that guy can't hang out with the boys and we can't.
Yeah, earlier in the day I saw him at Axxess, and he was yelling at his mom. Mom, we gotta get in line. You're
not
stupid,
the
Mom.
Person,
You're stupid.
Not Randy Orton. Not Randy Orton,
not
folks.
Randy Orton. No, the kid.
Randy
Orton's like, oh, Mom, it's so stupid. My dad was a stupid cowboy.
That's good.
Okay?
That's good, Randy. If you're watching this, hopefully you're laughing, buddy.
Yeah. But that kid was crazy.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe I saw it.
And Malcolm came over and told me, and I was like, I looked around because I still don't know what the guy looks like, because mind you, me and Malcolm we're not together at the hip, so we're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
And Malcolm told me, and I'm like looking around, like, what?
But I clearly heard Randy Orton say, "Are you serious?" And the kid like made a gesture, like, "Come on, bro." And he's all right, and he took the picture, and he's like, all right, and then just turns around, and goes in the restaurant.
The only wrestler I ever asked for a picture with was Finley, and the reason I did it is because we were having such a great conversation. And I wanted to remember it. We were very friendly. I said, "Hey, Finn, can I get a picture with you, man?" I said, "Listen, he's like, yeah." I said, "I'm sorry to ask, but it's just we're having a good time here."
Asking for pictures.
I do too, but I want to remember we were having such a good moment.
You're
you remember
the best at doing that, because
we were having such a good conversation.
I know
me and
Seth Green would have totally taken a picture with me.
We just don't do it. We just don't do it. We just don't do it. That's the only time I ever asked, and still to this day, I have the policy of don't asking. I don't know why I asked with Finley. It was,
yeah.
But it was just like I said, it was a good moment, and I wanted to remember it because he won't be here forever. So maybe that was my thinking. It's like, hey, we were having such a good conversation. I just want to kind of encapsulate the moment, and that's the thing, folks. Is like you need to understand, as a fan, you're most likely in what is happening. It's never going to happen to you because you can't get over this idea in your head like they're bigger than life. So yeah, they are bigger than life, but they're regular people. It's like that video of the guy at Starbucks or whatever, John Cena. And John Cena said, "Dude, you're not being respectful." And the guy's acting like, "Oh, what am I doing?" You're recording him, dude. Like,
yeah.
You don't see me when I met Snoop Dogg at the airport. You don't see me running up to him, recording him.
Hey,
I walked up to him, boom.
Man?
Let's,
yeah,
have a good one. That's it.
And
simple, easy.
I don't know. I feel like it was natural for me to act that way.
I mean,
I might have picked that trait up from you, but I'm not nervous around any of these people.
No.
Especially, when the metalcore scene was coming up and all the bands that we met that are now superstars.
Well, and that's
there
crazy.
Were nobodies at one point.
And there are stories that we could tell.
Yeah.
And we won't because they're secrets.
Yeah.
Malcolm knows what I'm talking about. There's things that happen we will never talk about because we were there with certain people.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, they wouldn't have done certain things with us and in front of us and I'm not talking about illegal stuff, but there's just certain things you have fun and you do that you just don't mention.
Yeah.
And that's how you're one of the boys. And
I always thought that.
I remember
really
me and Malcolm went back to the hotel room the first night, our hotel room, and we said to ourselves, we were like, man, we're in it, because not one person walked up to us the first night we went to the bar, the first WrestleMania event, first weekend, and said, "Get out." Now, mind you, this is what happened. So we're sitting there at the bar and with everybody at the hotel, and a guy comes in and says, okay, if for all you not part of the crew and everything, it's time to go. And the guy comes in, walks around, all the people get up. Me and Malcolm were just standing there. We're just standing there still.
Yeah.
We're standing there still, and nobody came up.
We had beers in our hands.
Nobody came up and said, it's time for you guys to leave. Not one person.
And we were sitting with Corey Graves, Charlotte Flair, Booker T, what was it, Mouth from the South.
No, I'm not talking about this. No. I'm talking about when we were in Dallas.
Oh, in Dallas.
I'm talking about Dallas.
Okay.
This is one time I remember.
All right.
No, you're talking about San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I met Charlotte Flair, who, man, I have a million things to say about, but I'm not going to. Amazing.
We love you, Charlotte.
Love you, Charlotte. Amazing. You've always treated me with nothing.
The Dallas one, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and
and we're just standing there, and
because
people left, and no one asked us to leave.
Well, because that's when I knew. I'm like, no one's gonna ask us to leave because we've been hanging out all night.
We never even get nervous about stuff like that.
No,
because if they tell us we have to go, then we have to go.
No one's ever asked us to leave because that happened in I remember that. Now I don't remember in like San Francisco that happening, but it had to have at some point. But in Dallas, it was the first time I remember seeing.
Well, they had people out front, people waiting out front, the trolls, and we're in the bar hanging out, and no one cared. Like everyone was just really.
Well,
really
it's a
cool.
fine example. I remember. I love Joe, our buddy Joe, not Curtis Axel, but our actual buddy Joe. We were at the hotel in San Francisco, and he told us to meet him there, so we did. So they have people guarding the door. We walk right in, like the guy's right there. I go boom, walk right in, not a word said to me, and we go right to the bar. Booker T's there. That's where we met Charlotte Flair and all everybody. And I'm looking around. I'm like, huh. I'm like, where's Joe at? He said to meet us here.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, so I think about a half an hour went by, and I'm going, where the heck is Joe at? And I get up, I'm like, Malcolm, I'm gonna go outside and take a puff. And I'm gonna give Joe a call. He's like, okay. So I go out there and I give Joe a call, and out of the corner of my eye, they have like an area for the trolls. That's what we call them because they're trolls. They're nice guys, but they're fucking obsessed.
You can always see a troll because they're like this, waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting.
And I look over and I see Joe in the troll section. And I call him and I say, Joe, what the hell are you doing over there? And he's like this. I said, come on in.
Yeah, just walk in.
And so Joe comes on in. And mind you, this is what I don't get about Joe, and I love Joe to death. He knows that. But Joe's met more superstars than I think anybody alive.
Oh, definitely.
More than anybody. He's probably got the record.
He has the encyclopedia signed by everyone.
I think every person that's alive or has been alive in the last 10 years. But Joe still acts like that, and I don't get why. You've met everybody. It's like, but you don't need
the superstars actually know who he is at this point, like Natalia.
Oh,
Natalia was like, hey, you want a picture, don't you, sweetheart? And he's like, yeah. Takes a picture, and he's got millions of them.
Yeah. I don't need to take a picture with somebody I've already got a picture with.
But hey, you know what? His flex is so out there that I can appreciate it on some level. And also, he's been such a good friend to us.
He's an amazing friend. I just don't get why you need... My whole point of this rant was... I don't understand why you need more pictures or autographs, dude.
And
you don't need him, Joe.
And he just says, he's like, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's done it so long now that it's like, it's become second nature.
Yeah.
It's like, he's got to collect every single picture.
I felt bad about COVID in some sense towards him because he goes everywhere.
Yeah, he's a big traveler.
He hasn't been out in a long time, and
Well, he went to the baseball game recently.
We love you, Joe.
Yeah, we love you, Joe. Very sad.
We love that you get to travel, and it sucks that you haven't been able to.
Yeah. And Joe's a fine example of a decent fan because he might ask for pictures, but he's very respectful about it. But I was shocked. I remember he's in the troll. What are you doing?
Sometimes I would pry with the wrestlers at the bar. Like I asked Booker T, I was like, "Hey, you think AJ Styles or Austin Aries is going to come to WWE? Here's
But here's the thing though. But that was the first interaction you ever had with him, and at the time, you didn't know how to engage. Years later,
we were comfortable. This is later in the conversation because we were chatting about little things.
And okay. I thought that was the first time you
were asking how his night was going. How the company's treating him, little things like that. He was asking us how we were doing, and then it was the last thing I talked to him about.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and I asked him, and he's like, "Well, in this business, you never know what's going to happen."
You were walking with him to the elevator. He got up, and you got up as well, and you guys were walking in the general direction.
I don't remember why we were walking. It sounds really kind of trolly to me, but I remember I had to go to the bathroom, and he was going to the elevator, and we were just chatting on the way. I wasn't following him or anything. Like, we're engaged in conversation. Yeah. And he just told me, he's like, well, anything can happen in this business, because he was in TNA with Austin Aries and AJ Styles. And then sure enough,
they came.
But there was a point where AJ Styles was like, Sting, I'm never going to WWE.
Yeah.
What's the point? And I'm really happy that he had to run. I'm happy he's doing it right now.
100%. AJ, there was a time where I didn't think we'd ever. It's like Kenny Omega. We'll never get Kenny Omega in WWE. I still have the PWI magazine where it says, how long till WWE snatches up the world's greatest talent? And it's like, now I look at it, I laugh because it's like never.
Yeah.
But that could have been AJ. If AEW came around earlier, we would have never got AJ Styles, ever.
Oh, yeah. It would have been Fortune all the way.
Yeah, exactly, which I love Fortune. Fantastic faction. But yeah, it is so amazing to me how people that are fans, and I'm putting quotations because I don't think some of these people are fans. I think they're obsessed.
Yeah.
Treat these wrestlers, and then they wonder why when I tell them about me and you and our experiences, and they go, well, I don't understand. I've met these people. And it's like, well, dude, that's your problem. You're going. It's just like when Sasha Banks, she said, you shouldn't go to the airport. Me and you didn't like flinch at it. We were like, yeah, you shouldn't really say that, but we got it. We got
100%.
It. I 100% understood. And it was weird to me.
Sasha Banks is pretty tiny too. She's like 5'5".
And it was weird. It was weird to me because everybody else didn't get it. That was a fan. I got it. If you heard what happened to Sasha Banks and you thought, oh, she's being a B word, then there's something wrong with you. Yeah. Because you don't understand. Going to the airport is not appropriate at all. At all.
Yeah, there's no security there.
At all. Never. I don't care if it's Muhammad Ali walking through the airport.
It's stupid.
It is inappropriate at all times.
But hey, it was cool because we're friends with a lot of these trolls. So we'd show up to the airport and all our friends are there to greet us.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know if we were getting in or going.
They'd be like, John Cena just walked by. We're like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember we were getting in or leaving, and we went there and we saw everybody, a lot of the people we knew. Because here's the thing about the WrestleMania weekend is that a lot of the trolls, the hardcore fans, they go every year. So, you end up going to the airport enough, which me and Malcolm did at this point. We're going to the airport multiple times a year. You see a lot of the same people. And they're nice guys. Like, none of them are, like, mean people. But they got a problem. Some of these people got a problem.
Yeah. And it's just sad. I mean, but if they're not doing it, someone else will be.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough manpower to keep them out of the way.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too. You shouldn't
even want to be there.
You shouldn't even have to have manpower. I don't know what the heck.
They're getting selfies with people in the airport. For who?
I'll put it this way. I don't care. I ain't liking those posts on Twitter. I don't care. Yeah. I ain't liking those posts on Insta.
But also, what a bad way to meet someone. Like,
horrible.
You're like, hey, I met The Rock. Did he say anything to you? No, I actually just snapped this picture.
So you didn't meet him.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like, you didn't meet him.
My experience is in the bar and talking to people.
It's timeless.
I'll never forget.
The stories we have. You guys figure like, oh, they've told. We could sit here for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours with how many stories we have with the boys and the crew and the girls.
Yeah.
I mean, the best times.
Some people like you.
Some of crazy stuff. Like, they're just like, whoa. I mean, and That stuff doesn't happen at the airport. So that's why I don't get. If you would be cool and chill, eventually you get the invite. But you're never, ever, 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 ever going to get invited to anything acting like that. And nor why would you?
When we were in Louisiana, did we even go to the bar? I don't think that we.
No, we didn't, because my birthday week. It was my birthday weekend.
Yeah, we cruised the Mississippi.
Yeah. So we were cruising.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we decided. Well, and then at that point, it's like we were just so tired. It was my birthday, and we hit Bourbon Street really hard, man.
Oh, Bourbon Street though.
No, we did go to the fucking bar. We did.
We Bobby Lashley.
Yes, we did. Okay, my bad. Okay, so we did. But we didn't go to the hotel.
Yeah,
we didn't go to the hotel.
But we got to see people on the street and all that stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, I totally forgot we did. What am I talking about? Like,
yeah.
I was thinking,
well, we didn't go to like an actual like hotel like we usually do.
Yeah.
Now, like that's another thing is the people that we know are at the hotel with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anyone ever asked us to leave, well, we were like, we're staying here.
Yeah, well, because we're with people that invited us. I mean, that's the thing too, is that you can't just go to the hotel. I mean, you can if you're me. I'm sorry. Like I give myself credit. Hey,
I've done the same thing.
Malcolm's good. Yeah, if you're,
but we blend in with the surroundings.
Yeah, and yeah. I mean, you can, but you really gotta be, suave. You gotta be very suave about it. You can't just be, But if you want to be secure, you gotta get invited. And I'm sorry. Most likely, 99.99999% of people are not going to be invited.
Yeah, the trolls.
Yeah, and a troll's never going to be invited, ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And they know who you are.
Yes. Oh, they do, folks.
They know who you are.
They do. If you're watching this now, they know who you are. And it's like you're...
See, we dress nice.
Oh, yeah.
Go in there. We act like we're supposed to be there. And that's the real secret.
Oh, yeah, every time... That's the thing, too. I treat them with respect. If I was going to go a place, I remember it's okay. We're going to look nice, smell good. We're going to make sure, because the thing is that if you want to be respected, you got to look respectable. You can't just go, and that's why I never understood some of the trolls, they don't take care of themselves. It's like, dude, I just don't get it. I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, listen, I'm a big man too. I get it. But I'm good. I look good. I smell good. I don't know. But all I know is that, this is just a small little bit, you guys. Small little bit.
Yeah.
And we love you guys, definitely. We hope you enjoyed this. And, we love wrestling. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to do more unconventional wrestling stuff because I think a lot of people are doing the standard news and all that stuff. It's like,
we're trying to have a fun channel.
Yeah, we're trying to have more, more laid back style stuff because, hey, that's the truth of it is, like, we're all regular people here and regular people have real stories, and what you're going to hear from us is the real and raw truth. And so we love you guys. We hopefully will talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care, everybody.